Most people don't actually have a money problem. They have a money control problem. You earn, you spend, and you just hope something is left over at the end of the month. And every single time, the result is that same sinking feeling. I have no idea where my money went. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people never hear. Your income does not decide your future. How you divide your income does. Imagine two people earning the exact same salary, while the other stays stuck forever, living paycheck to paycheck. The difference isn't luck. It's one simple, monthly rule. A rule so simple it doesn't even feel powerful. But if you follow it consistently, it quietly changes everything. Now, this rule isn't about saving harder. It's not about finding some secret investment trick. And it's definitely not about cutting out your daily coffee or skipping vacations. It's about deciding where your money goes before it has a chance to disappear. Think about it, and then life attacks it from all sides. That impulse buy you saw online? Pressure to go out with friends? It's like 1,000 tiny leaks in a bucket. By the end of the month, you don't control your money. Your money controlled you. Instead of asking, what can I save after I'm done spending? You ask, how will this paycheck be divided the moment it arrives? This is the question that changes everything. Because wealth isn't built by what you earn. It's built by what you keep and what you direct. So, here's the rule, in its simplest form. Every single time money comes in, it must be split intentionally immediately, not mentally, not with a vague plan like, I'll see how the month goes. I mean right away. Think of your money like a team of employees. If you don't give them specific jobs to do, they'll just wander off, waste time, and disappear. This rule gives every single dollar a job. The moment your paycheck hits your account, it gets divided into 4 key purposes. One part runs your life, one part protects you, one part grows you, and one part frees you. The exact percentages can change based on your income and goals, but this 4-part structure stays the same. Let's break it down. First, you have your living money. For most people, this is the largest portion. It covers your rent or mortgage, food, utilities, transportation, all the basics of your lifestyle. This is the money you're allowed to spend guilt-free, but it has to stay within its designated limit. And the rule here is simple. If your lifestyle constantly eats up more than it should, building wealth becomes impossible. Most people increase their lifestyle first and hope wealth will magically appear later. That order never, ever works. This is the money that quiets the noise in your head. It's for your emergency fund, unexpected expenses, and just creating a financial buffer. Most people don't realize how much mental stress comes from having zero margin for error. One small problem or car repair, a medical bill, a family emergency, and your entire financial world can crumble. Without safety money, every inconvenience turns into a full-blown crisis. This category won't make you rich, but it will keep you from going backward. And believe me, not going backward is one of the most underrated parts of building wealth. Third, we have growth money. This is where your future begins to take shape. This is for investing, buying assets, and making long-term plays. I'm not talking about gambling on crypto or chasing stock market hype. I'm talking about consistent, boring, long-term growth. This money doesn't care about today. It only cares about 5, 10, or even 20 years from now. The reason most people never build real wealth is because they only think in terms of months. Wealth requires thinking in decades. And finally, the 4th category, freedom money. This is probably the most misunderstood part of the whole system. This money is not for survival, it's not for emergencies, and it's not for your daily life. This money is what buys you options. The freedom to say no to a project you hate. The freedom to leave a bad job or a toxic situation. The freedom to take a calculated risk later on in life. Most people never experience this kind of freedom because they spend every dollar they have just maintaining their current life. Here's the key insight that most people miss. It's not the exact percentages that change your life. It's the habit of dividing the money first. You can start small, very small. It doesn't matter if the numbers feel insignificant at the beginning. This rule works through consistency, not intensity. Most people wait until they earn more money to start managing their money better. That's completely backward. If you can't control a small income, a bigger one just creates bigger problems. This is exactly why a pay raise rarely fixes financial stress. People earn more, so they spend more, and they end up feeling the exact same pressure as before. Their behavior never changed. This monthly rule forces your behavior to change. It creates boundaries. It turns your finances from a guessing game into a system. And systems beat motivation every single time. Here's another uncomfortable truth. Most people don't overspend on the big things. They get drained by 1,000 unplanned expenses. Random online purchases, small indulgences, emotional spending after a long day. This rule kills that randomness. Because when your money already has an assignment, your spending becomes intentional. You stop asking, can I afford this? And you start asking, Which category is this purchase coming from? That single question changes your behavior instantly. Over time, something powerful starts to happen. Your stress level drops. Your confidence rises. Your decisions get better. Not because you're suddenly rich, but because you are in control. And that feeling of control feels like progress. This is why wealthy people often seem so calm about money. It's not because they got lucky. It's because their money is organized. Chaos creates anxiety. Month after month, paycheck after paycheck, this system works quietly in the background. It also protects you from the biggest wealth killer of all, lifestyle inflation. When most people get a raise, they immediately upgrade their life. A bigger apartment, a fancier car, more spending. But this rule prevents that. When your income increases, that increase gets split the same way. Yes, you can give yourself some lifestyle improvement, but your growth and freedom funds increase right along with it. That's how wealth compounds quietly. There's no big, dramatic moment. And that's why most people will never follow this rule. It's boring. There's no excitement, no thrill, and no instant results. But boring is powerful. Boring builds wealth. Excitement destroys it. If you follow this rule long enough, something interesting happens. Money stops feeling so emotional. You don't panic as easily. You don't chase trends as much. You don't compare yourself to others as often. Because you're playing a completely different game. You're not trying to look rich anymore. You're trying to become free. And freedom is built monthly, not yearly. Most people are searching for a big financial breakthrough. What they actually need is a simple financial routine. This is that routine. It's not sexy. It's not going to go viral. But it is incredibly effective. The monthly money rule doesn't promise miracles. It promises progress. And progress, repeated long enough, changes everything. If there's one single habit that separates the people who stay stuck from the people who quietly build wealth, it's this. They decide where their money goes before life decides for them. And they do it every single month. That's the rule. Just discipline, repeated. And that's how everything changes. If this gave you a new perspective, consider subscribing for more. See you next time.